should feel so insecure. Will you believe me? She won't know more. We could be right, my friend. I have the question, you have the answer. You should believe me, no one is better. We could be right, my friend. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel a touch of crime. I say, ooh, I want you to come back. And I say, ooh,
We're writing an article to share our project.
I say, ooh, I want you to come back. We can.
I learned how to structure an article, how to keep it short, objective and to the point.
I will take you on a bike, waiting for you.
We want to find out how Germany promotes the integration in their society. We found kindness, freedom, equality and respect.
We could be right, my friend. If I am the earth, you are the sun.
It's quite big, it's way bigger than ours. It's very good, it has many good conditions and I like it very much, yeah.
And what we say is different from the school in Portugal?
For example, the technology is much better. In Portugal we have like one or two interactive boards. And the people are more civilized than in Portugal. I really like the city because it's very different from everything that there is in Portugal. It's much more organized. There are bigger and better houses. It's just a beautiful country.
Hello, we are all in the Erasmus project and we're guests in Germany. So there's 9 girls from Portugal and I'm in England with 5 other girls. And you're all from Germany. Our topic is values and we focus on values in our school. What is an important value for you?
Besonders wichtig ist für mich der Respekt vor anderen. Für mich als Christen, ich glaube daran, dass Gott jeden Menschen unterschiedlich geschaffen hat und ich ihn deswegen, so wie er ist, zu respektieren habe.
For him, the most important value is respect, because you respect every individual person, so everyone is created differently by God.
What do you think is the most important value for our school and why?
Ich denke, an unserer Schule ist die Hilfsbereitschaft besonders wichtig. Jeder hat unterschiedliche Stärken und Schwächen und wir müssen einfach akzeptieren, dass jeder anders ist und dass wir den anderen dann auch in seiner Bedürftigkeit als wichtiger ansehen als uns selber.
Helpfulness, because we are a Catholic school and other people should be before you.
Where can you see these values in your job?
Ganz wichtig, wir organisieren jedes Jahr das Sozialpraktikum, wo 2 Wochen lang eine ganze Stufe in sozialen Einrichtungen arbeitet. Und das Zweite, wir sammeln Spenden für soziale Projekte, insbesondere in anderen Ländern.
The first one is social working experience. So, for example, you go for 2 weeks in a hospital and work there as a nurse or collect money for charity.
What values do you want to improve in our school?
Viele Schüler wollen zu unserer Schule gehen, obwohl sie vielleicht nicht die besten Noten von der Grundschule mitbringen. Und unsere Aufgabe sollte es sein, möglichst viele von ihnen gut zu integrieren und sie bei uns als Schüler anzunehmen.
He wants every child to be accepted, even if they have a different religion.
If I am the earth, you are the sun, turning around something that burns. We could be right, my friend. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel a touch of crown. I say, ooh, I want you to come back. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel a touch of crown. We can drive, we can mama should feel so insecure. Will you believe me? She won't know more. We could be right, my friend. I have the question, you have the answer. You should believe me, no one is better. We could be right, my friend. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel and touch the ground. I say, ooh, I want you to come back. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel and touch the ground. I say, ooh, I want you to come back. We can drive, we can call you, waiting for you in the morning. Tonight I will take you on my bike, waiting for you to ride. Tonight your papa should feel so insecure. Will you believe me? We won't know more. We could be right, my friend. If I am the earth, you are the sun, turning around something that burns. We could be right, my friend. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel and touch the ground. I say, ooh, I want you to come back. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel and touch the ground. I say, ooh, I want you to come back. We can drive, we can call you, waiting for you in the morning. Tonight I will take you on my bike, waiting for you to ride. Tonight we can drive, we can call you, waiting for you in the morning. Tonight I will take you on my bike, waiting for you to ride. Tonight
Was ist denn hier nochmal?
mama should feel so insecure. Will you believe me? She won't know more. We could be right, my friend. I have the question, you have the answer. You should believe me, no one is better. We could be right, my friend. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel and touch the ground. I say, ooh, I want you to come back. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel and touch the ground. I say, ooh, I want you to come back. We can drive, we can call you, waiting for you in the morning. Tonight I will take you on my bike, waiting for you to ride. Tonight your papa should feel so insecure. Will you believe me? We won't know more. We could be right, my friend. If I am the earth, you are the sun, turning around something that burns. We could be right, my friend. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel and touch the ground. I say, ooh, I want you to come back. And I say, ooh, I wanna feel and touch the ground. I say, ooh, I want you to come back. We can drive, we can call you, waiting for you in the morning. Tonight
Miss Dennis Stockley, Mr. Meadstock, Mr. Dutnall, Miss Schaefer, Miss Denise, Miss Ramadas, Miss Bolter and Miss Grimwood.
We also want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak and to present our project in this great building, which usually has politicians debating national and international issues. Our topic today will be about values. My values, your values, our values. And we're going to examine their deeper meanings and the dilemmas they may rise. This project is very important to us because no matter what country we are from, our values are still the same. Now I'm going to hand over to my colleagues Max and Moritz from Germany, Thea from England, and Ricardo from Portugal, who will explain you the main ideas of our project.
We achieved during this project, and this Erasmus project was funded by the EU, and it's allowing students from Germany, England and Portugal to collaborate on a project like this evaluating our values.
So, good morning ladies and gentlemen. We, the German students, are from the Marine Schule of Plauen, which is located in the west of Germany, near Cologne, in the city Leverkusen. We are a private Catholic school with around 1,200 students. As well, we are a partner school of Miseria, which is a charity organization by the Catholic Church. And our values are Catholic-based, such as respect, friendship, and peace.
The students from England are from an all-girls school in Romford, London, which is called France Varsity Academy. And our values there are community, innovation and tradition and achievement.
Good morning, everyone. We are from Escola Secundária Fonte Vieira in Leiria, in the center of Portugal. And this school has nearly 1,000 students. However, not all these students have easy lives. And according to the values of respect and integrity, our social project helped these students in need, taking into account our motto, joining the differences, building our future.
First of the awareness of different cultures, which is very important for us, especially here in our states, in our Fox countries. The development of a united Europe, the improvement of our language to understand the opportunity and linguistic diversity of us. How our most important values, tolerance and respect, are shown in our cultures, and the importance of values in our lives, in our society, and the most important values of the European Union.
Consisted of the leadership team organising and planning the trips to come, and us talking about the importance of project management when debating values.
We had a question. So what are our common values and how are they shown? And we found out that our common values are the values of the European Union. And the values of the European Union are, for example, freedom, equality, democracy, non-discrimination, rule of law, respect for the human dignity and for the human rights, and also tolerance. And the human rights are defined in the Treaty of Lisbon and in the EU Charter of Fundamental Rights. And in this week in Germany, we visited some institutions that represent the European Union and the values and also the human rights. So we went to an institution called Europe Direct, and we heard a presentation about the advantages of the European Union. And we also went to Miseria, which is as Moritz told, is a big Catholic charity organization, which is fighting for human rights, especially in developing countries.
Among many other things, we created a message in the bottle. In that bottle, we told them who we are and which values we used to share. It's still shared. We told us where we were from and why the values were so important to us, and also why a united Europe is so important, and it's.
Moritz, Tia, and Ricardo for the presentation so far. We are here today to deepen our understanding of what is important to us and our fundamental values which bring us all together in society. Europe currently faces many challenges in these ever-changing political times. It is our responsibility as young people and citizens of the future to make strong relationships, share common values, and forge deep relationships as we move forward. Today we will challenge what we think and discuss, even debate, dilemma. We hope that today our thoughts become our actions become our habits, and our habits will become our characteristics. Our main value will be respect.
During the 2 years of our project, I will therefore introduce Diogo from Portugal, who will open the conference.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our final conference. Today, we'll have 2 committees. The first committee is responsible for the EU Foreign Affairs. This committee has to deal with serious problems, namely the tragedies in the Mediterranean Sea, and they have to protect the European borders. The second committee is responsible for the EU Department of Education, and they are aware of the importance of teaching young people not only facts but also values that will be absolutely present on this conference.
And so you told me about the case of a refugee, and I'd like to know what's the issue with this case.
So, we believe personally that more needs to be done to help them. In the case of Doa, she was 19 when she fled from Syria to Egypt with her family. She then fled to a European country as it was safer than her own. Her journey to Greece was made across rough seas and her boat was knocked into by another, causing it to sink and Billy died.
Politicians think about it.
So, because they are risking their lives trying to reach Europe and trying to escape from the wars and persecution in their countries. And according to human rights, every human is equal and has the same rights. So it shouldn't matter in which country one was born, but everyone should be able to live a safe life in peace. And therefore it is our responsibility to host and to tolerate the refugees so we can give them the chance for a better life, which is worth living it.
I get your point. However, I think that one economy alone will not be able to cope with such a large increase in the population. And therefore, all the countries have to work together, and all have to host refugees, as it would mean that they are more spread out over a large number of countries. And in my opinion, communication and cooperation are the key to success.
I see. How?
I believe that they should increase the funding to the nations which host and support the refugees, so their integration will be much easier and they could live a better life.
They are able to get a better life, to have a house, and to put food on the table at the end of the day, and so they can live a successful life in these countries. Their success will contribute for a successful economy.
Sorry for interrupting you at this point, but in my opinion, I think it's very important that the countries of the EU get more involved in peacekeeping missions to stop the wars and persecution in the countries the refugees are fleeing from. So stop the problem in its beginnings, that they just don't have to flee. Even more, I think it's very important that the refugees share their experiences and explain how dangerous this journey really is and how much money they have to pay to start this journey, although they don't even know if they ever arrive in Europe. And they should tell which tragedies just happen at many boats during this journey. And in general, in what kind of situations they get. So the people in the host countries could be able to understand their situation and understand why they are fleeing. And they understand that they, in many cases, just don't have an option or chance.
We also believe is showing PowerPoints or organizing assemblies or having someone come to school and talk about their experience. For example, this could be Doa. Doa has witnessed a child cut into pieces by the boat's propellers. So people should know that that death is part of the refugees' lives, so they could experience it every day. So therefore education is very important and the key to successful integration, because teaching children and pupils or the society as well, consideration and compassion is very important.
How do you want to educate the refugees and the children?
We would like to establish clubs and classes where refugees and inhabitants live and learn together. Another way to make that happen is a buddy system. That means that a refugee child has a pupil from the country as his or her buddy, and they can sit next to each other in school, for example. It's important that they get to know each other.
The refugees and people in Europe have something in common.
But the most important thing would be values. My values, your values, our values. Values are a thing that everyone has in common. And it would be a good thing to start that they have in common. So I believe that they would get along better, and the families would help them to integrate better.
Life is obviously very expensive, but is it worth to spend?
Well,
Obviously very expensive, but is it worth to spend a large amount of money on a project like the Erasmus2 project?
well, it was funded not based on money, but based on value, on common values like integration, respect, peace, and those are the same values that are transmitted by this project. And unfortunately, some people believe that the education has to make a profit, but no. If we don't have a proper education, we will not have a stronger economy and well-informed citizens. So we must invest in education so we can taught students values, not on classrooms, but on daily life experience, like voluntary work or random acts of kindness. So it's definitely worth.
I think the EU is more than just an economic concept.
We think about the EU, the first thing that comes to our minds is the economic cooperation, the free market of goods and people. But there are values in it, integration, building bridges, living like a community. And the first name of EU was European Community. So EU doesn't mean economy, it means living like a community, like a big European family.
Towards embedding refugees into their society. For example, when the group visited Germany, some students went to a girls' cafe, which is a place where all age girls can go to learn the language of their host country, or if they need help with their homework. And then when the group got back together in Portugal, some other students visited a program called Free Food. This is where food is recycled and shared amongst refugees and those that can't afford to buy food. Both institutions share similar values, which is what the Erasmus project is about, and that is the need of wanting to make other people's life easier.
The European Union will be united in 20 years.
Created to prevent us from war. So it guarantees our safety and our well-being due to a safe, peaceful environment. So that means that the EU is essential for life and peace, and it's our duty to maintain the significance of the EU as a peacekeeping organization, because this influences every individual's life and is very important for our lives.
Importance to values like humanity and respect, we will solve crisis, economic or humanitarian, easier and quicker, and people will start believe in us, in the EU. And I remember that EU as one, if we stick to that commitment, people will believe in this union and this community, and we will be united as never.
For participating in our discussion, and I hand over to Carolina.
And we would like to express our thanks and appreciation for you attending our conference today. We have discovered many things about ourselves, our countries, and especially our values over the past 2 years. We want to encourage you, as we finish, to protect the most common value of respect, as we face a new era and this modern age. We thank you and wish you a safe journey home.
It's really important for you as an individual to think about what is important to you. And that can be different from other people. So some of you will value certain things that others don't, and you will become quite obsessed, quite passionate, quite focused on certain things in your lives. So some of you might decide that for you, the really significant thing is the refugee crisis. And you will think, I want to do something that is involved in that. Others of you will think that you're really passionate about, for example, curing a disease or an illness. And you might decide that you really want to get involved in a work of that kind. Some of you might think you want to be politicians. You want to get involved in something where you can actually deliberately work in a country for something. You might have a value system that is different from somebody else's. You might have a religious value where you might come from a school, or you might have a family that have got a really strong religious background, and that might affect everything that you do. So values and sharing and believing and understanding things are really significant in life. And the more you can do to work out what it is you believe, the more you'll find that you'll actually be successful yourself in your role as you move forward. So this is really great to sit here and to listen to you in a building like this, where values are so significant. It's really important that you go forward from this as individuals, and hopefully with some of the friendships that you've made across the project, so that when you go into life, you know what you believe, and then when some of the difficulties come, and when you've got to make difficult choices, you can base them on your values. So we've been really proud sitting here listening to you. We really hope that you do well in your future as well. Thank you for what you've done for us through this project.
House, and I'm a member of the House.